Officially, the greatest thing to happen to South Bend since I've been here is happening. I just ran into this, so I'm going to be reading this article along with all of you. This is from the Tribune, just came through 50 minutes ago in my RSS feed. ESports Arena is coming next year to South Bend. Hey, just like that, South Bend is a 24th and a half century city. I mean, 21st century city. Excuse me. It took this to get them out of the dark ages, Joe. It took this. A dedicated esports arena at the Century Center could be hosting its first competition as soon as next summer. The St. Joseph County Hotel Motel Tax Board approved $2 million from its bed tax collections over the next couple of years to convert the underused 700-seat Bendix Theater into a 500-seat arena. Yes, this is good. Officials hope the arena, which would be the first in Indiana and among the earliest in the country, will attract individuals and teams competing against each other in scenarios created by popular games like Fortnite, Rocket League, Overwatch, League of Legends, Hearthstone, Dota 2, and MOA. Let's see. Jeff Jarnicki, I hope I got that right, who oversees the Century Center and other sites as executive director of the city's venues, said, well, he's trying to tell me something, but South Bend Tribune just decided in the middle of the article to go ahead and send me to a different web page with a giant full page ad on there. Gee, I wonder why nobody buys your paper anymore. Anyway, let me see if we can find out where it is. He said that he could begin meeting with designers this year, but work likely won't get underway until early next year because it's an amphitheater. The Bendix is ideally suited for the conversion because fans will be able to have a good view of competitors down below. A great sound system, theatrical lighting, and many video monitors are core components of such an arena, as well as seats that might have the ability to rumble or vibrate to match the game action. If the entire arena had rumble seating, Joe, dude, that would be awesome. First of all, if you've never experienced rumble seating, ask your girlfriend about it. They're going to be big fans. So there is also going to be production center for announcers as well as those who stream events on the internet. Like, there's got to be a way for us to do something over there. I've been wanting to do a Beat the Host game tournament for a long time. I mean, wouldn't that be good? Beat the Host game tournament, that'd be pretty good. We could do that over there. Hey, Jarnicki, give me a call. Several cities around the country are spending considerable amounts of money developing complexes aimed at esports. It's going to be an arms race, so it's important that we'll be one of the first early adopters. The theater will improve the quality of life for local residents involved in esports, but it also should serve to attract new visitors to the area for competitions from throughout the Great Lakes region. Well, yeah, you've got these regional tournaments, and we already talked about how various colleges in the area are now adding esports teams and scholarships. So this is going to be a big, big deal. So you've got the colleges on board, and then you have a local place in order to host the tournaments. So you can get NCAA tournaments in on there. You can get the regional tournaments in on there. So that way there's an actual place to go and have real professional gamers be able to do this. You could bring in professional gamers for special events and appearances and things of that nature, which would, of course, bring a lot of things in. This is the first time anything exciting in South Bend has happened since I have been here, other than the big giant water slide that happens like every other year, because that is pretty cool. I'll give them that. The possibility for new visitors is what won the support from the tax board. We think the investment will serve as a catalyst for tourism. You will get tourism on there. How big that tourism is still remains to be seen, but you will get tourism out of this. Now, what you have to do is make the tourists not want to vomit when they step off of the airplane in the airport, because, again, it is still South Bend. Let's see. John Anthony, board president and early proponent of bringing esports to the region. It has the ability to attract fans of a new sport. Yes. Not only a new sport, but probably the fastest growing any kind of sport. I know it's not an athletic sport, although there is a lot of physical elements that go into gaming that your average nincompoop elderly person may not know about and complains about all the time. Not to attack and insult all old people, but you get that a lot from old people. Hey, not a real sport. There's nothing into it. And really, there is actually a lot of physical stamina that is involved with competitive gameplay. It's not like when your kid is playing for a couple of hours and you have to kick them off. We're talking about marathons that last days. Let's see if it fits nicely with the region's growing reputation for sports tourism. Growing reputation for sports tourism. Does this region have a growing reputation for sports tourism? Maybe the Cubs. Are people really like coming here to watch the South Bend Cubs? I mean, I hope that they are, because it's a great ballpark. I didn't know that we were a growing region for that. But okay, I'll go along with it. Why not? So anyway, whether it's visitors here for high-level Notre Dame athletics or events hosted for amateur hockey, softball, soccer, many other sports, that is Rob DeClean, Executive Director of Visit South Bend, Mishawaka. Let's see, getting in at a reasonably early stage is very important. Well, it not only is important to get in at an early stage and not be so reactionary on this, but this is also the hottest thing happening in any competitive anything in the country right now. Esports are the most, has the most potential for growth. It is growing leaps and bounds. The video game industry makes more money than Hollywood every single year. I mean, this is pretty much the biggest industry outside of porn in the United States. And if you don't get in on this at the ground level, especially being central, okay, if you have the ability to draw people to Indiana, South Bend, Michiana, whatever you want to call it, because really everybody's going to kind of benefit a little bit from this. If you bring them in here instead of them just going to Chicago like they normally would, that's a big deal. You know, you get a lot of people who would rather come here than go to Chicago because Chicago is so flipping expensive. Oh, I can go to South Bend. It's not so expensive, and I can kind of hang out. I can meet people. It's not going to be as crazy or insane, and my schedule is not going to be hectic and that sort of thing. This is a big deal. And I know that a lot of you are not gamers and you don't think that this is a big deal, but trust me, this is actually a very big deal. This is a good move, and wholeheartedly support this 100%. Very positive move. And honestly, for $2 million, that's a steal. That's not wasted $2 million. That's a good investment right there.